This is the ultimate best ever guide for a New York City traveler. I got things up my sleeve and I'm excited to share. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Muhua. I'm so excited to bring you guys this video because first of all, we're off to a great start in 2023. This is officially my second video of the year and we're only in January. That is related to New York City content, to tourist type of content. And second, I am a New York native. I was born and raised here. I've been here for almost 25 years. I have some tips and places to see, places to go. I got things up my sleeve and I'm excited to share. So this is the ultimate best ever guide for a New York City traveler if you want to live here, if you want to visit. So I'm so excited to tell you all the things that I have regarding safety, places to see, places to eat, and everything in between. If you guys do want a part 2 about where to stay and everything else, please let me know in the comments because I would love to go more in depth about different things. First, I'm going to talk about the best places to go, in my opinion, if I were a tourist, where I would go. Second, I want to talk about the best places to eat, some of the places that I just loved going to and have been multiple times. And third, I want to talk about some of the safety tips that I've learned over the past few years of being here and just being a woman in the city. Make sure you stay tuned till the end because the safety tips are really important, and if you do visit New York, it's very important that you are aware of these tips. Alright, the first thing that I recommend for anyone to do when they visit New York City is to go on Top of the Rock. So Top of the Rock is kind of like the Empire State Building, but I personally think it is better than that, and it is by Rockefeller Center where the Christmas tree is if you do come around the holiday time. And I love Top of the Rock because first of all, it has a view of the Empire State Building, and then on the other side there's a view of Central Park, so you can see such a beautiful 360 panoramic view of everything, and I love it so much. I recommend it to everyone. It gives you like that tourist feel, but it's not too overpowering, you know? I would recommend going earlier in the day to avoid crowds, but even during the sunset time is beautiful. The next thing that I absolutely love so much, I've been on it more than once, is actually going on a boat ride on the East River or the Hudson River. This is so worth it because you can literally take a boat and you can see a view of the whole city, you can see a view of the Brooklyn Bridge, you can see a view of World Trade Center, see a view of the Statue of Liberty. And this is a little bit more low-key because it's not as packed with tourists because not many people know about it, but it's so much better, I feel like, to, you know, go to these crowded places and see these touristy things because this just shows everything and you can see it in like a more comfortable way, right? A lot of these boats offer food, drinks. It's so worth it for your money. I did it for one of my birthdays and it was such a beautiful like girls type of event. It's also very romantic too if you want to go with a partner, and you can literally just search up boat ride on the East River or Hudson River in New York City and you will find so many different prices, so many different packages, and it's really worth it. Something that I would also recommend is Bryant Park or Central Park for ice skating, or whatever season you're in, there's something for that. There's also a lot of cultural events that these parks have. Obviously Bryant Park and Central Park are very much known in New York City and it's very popular, so it is a win even if there is like nothing going on, even though there is something going on always. It is such a great place to just ice skate, see a beautiful view, people watch, and there's always events going on. For example, in Bryant Park during the summertime, they sometimes transform their whole park into like a theater. It's kind of like a theater on the grass every single week and it's beautiful. There's always something going on. Number 4 is actually an exhibition. It's called the Arctic House. I've been there 3 times and they have different exhibitions every single season, I believe, and it's just so beautiful because it feels like you're like in a whole different world. It's like an immersive experience. It literally feels like the room is moving, and it's such a nice place to just like sit there and just like watch. And I love it so much because essentially it's a boiler room that they transform into this huge space for the art, and it's so nice to see art in such an immersive way. It's not just going to a museum and just seeing art in a frame. Another place that I love going to is Washington Square Park. I love getting gelato and just eating it at Washington Square Park, just people watching. There are so many people just skateboarding there. There are people of different kinds. There's a beautiful pianist there who literally lets you sit underneath his piano and like feel the music that he makes with his piano, and it's so beautiful. It's such an incredible feeling. I've done it before and I love Washington Square Park so much because it is touristy, but also you can see so many different people from different backgrounds all around the park, and it's amazing. The next place that I would recommend for anyone visiting is the Guggenheim Museum. So as you guys know, the Met is very popular in New York. A lot of people go there, but I think the Guggenheim is also very underrated. I think a lot of people skip that out and just go to the Met, but if you are nearby, it's right next to the Met, and the Guggenheim is such a different and unique shape and has so much history with it, and it's just so unique, and I love the artist, and I also think it's a very iconic iconic place that you should visit. And something else that I love about that is that they change up their art pretty frequently, and it's really nice. It's very refreshing. All right, the last place that you should see when you come to New York is the New York Transit Museum. So this is located in Brooklyn, and I feel like this is such a like historic and iconic place to go because you can see the evolution of the subway system in New York, and it's just like such a big piece of New York because you can really see how we actually grew as New Yorkers, and it's just so nice to read up on the history of something that is actually personal to the city that you're in. Also, I have so many other places up my sleeve, but I do want to make a video about free things to do in New York for people that don't really want to spend that much money, and I also want to make another video of just all of the things in New York that I recommend, so let me know if you also want a video on that. So now we're gonna move on to the places to eat, the places that I recommend to eat at. I love these places so much. So the first one that I want to talk about is called Al-Zadar, and it's Hello? So Al-Zadar is a Lebanese / Middle Eastern food place, and it is so amazing. I love having the shawarma there. Obviously it's halal, but the food there is amazing. I love the atmosphere in there, and it is just like such a nice experience because they literally bring the shawarma or the meat in like a skewer, and it's like you're cutting it yourself, and it's also very family friendly. So all the things that you do buy, even if it is a little bit more expensive, it can feed you for days, and it can feed like your entire family. The next place that I absolutely love, which is also in Manhattan, is called Jacob's Pickles. It has like southern comfort food, and I literally go there just for the bread pudding, and it is so like amazing. The ambiance in there is just so comfy, obviously because it is comfort food, but they have such great mac and cheese. They have great pudding. I remember once I went there after school years ago because I was really craving it, and the kitchen burnt down, so they had to rebuild it. So I cherish it so much, close to my heart. Number 3, another restaurant that I recommend is called Panna 2, and this is an Indian restaurant with Bengali owners. This place is so beautiful. Like, I cannot talk about it enough, but the vibe inside is just so cozy because there are lights everywhere. There's like Bangladeshi decor everywhere. The lights are literally coming down on you, and it just feels very like different. It's a different atmosphere. It's also very much hyped up because of how beautiful it is. The food is also really good, and it's a beautiful way to support immigrant workers and the people that made New York City, and I love it so much. The next restaurant that I recommend is called the Monkey King. It is Asian fusion, so it's actually Chinese and Bangladeshi, and the owner is actually my friend, and I'm so proud of her. But this is a restaurant in Brooklyn, and it is so upscale. Like, I have never seen a restaurant like this, and it's very elegant. You feel like you're a hotshot when you're in there. The decor is like imported from Asia. It has elegant green seating, and the food there is so good. I literally had leftovers for like 3 meals. They put so much love into their food. Also, their hospitality is crazy. Like, they are always checking up on you, and they really mean it when they say have a good day, and they like know their customers by their names. So it's such a great place. I recommend it so much. The next place I want to talk about is a Thai place. It's called Top Thai. I actually had it again recently. They have such big portions. I recently had like a seafood royal noodle soup type of thing, and it was so good, so filling. The atmosphere again inside is very cozy. Their drinks are amazing. Their food is halal. They're also known for like their mojitos and their mocktails, and this is also a little bit more casual. Also, their ability to sing happy birthday is like iconic. Like, they are really going ham when they sing happy birthday to anyone at a table. The next place I want to talk about is called Spring Shabu Shabu. So if you guys don't know, Flushing is known for their Asian food. Flushing, Queens is where it's at. So this place is also in Flushing. I actually went with my friend, and we had like this hot pot immersive experience. It was so amazing. It was kind of like a buffet style. Every single table has a stove in front of you, so you can cook your own food in it, and you can also get unlimited toppings whenever you'd like, and they have just every single topping that you can think of, all the veggies you can think of, and this is such a good meal and such a good experience. A dessert place that I absolutely love, one of my favorites, is called Spot Dessert. They have a pot-shaped dessert that you can literally eat. It's edible, and they have like cookie cams that I literally eat all the time. It's my favorite thing. It's like a cookie with vanilla ice cream, and they just have so many different flavors and so many different options now. It's my go-to dessert place in Manhattan. My last place that I want to recommend is so good. Apparently it was on Spider-Man. It's called the Peter Pan Pastry Shop, and it has the best donuts that you can ever think of. Like, it has so many different flavors that I just never even knew was a thing. Like, they have s'mores donuts, they have toasted coconut donuts, so many different flavors. I recommend it so much. I literally had it once, and it was in Brooklyn, and I fell in love with it. I will literally trek all the way to Brooklyn just to get this again. It is phenomenal. Alright, so now we are moving on to the safety tips, which is the last part of this video. I would like to say that every single big city, you have to be safe, you have to be cautious. It's not just New York. Unfortunately, New York City is known a little bit more to be dangerous. So these tips are great, but again, it is very important to use these tips regardless of where you are and just be aware of your surroundings anyway, everywhere. These are some of the tips that I've learned over the past few years as being a woman and living in New York, and I hope they're helpful. So the first tip is don't listen to loud music or be on your phone too much or have any distractions really, especially when you're on the subway, because it's very important to be aware of your surroundings. It's very important to be cognizant and just not let your guard down. I really refrain from reading a book on the subway platform or listening to heavy music or anything like that. This is another tip, especially if it's late at night on the subway. It's very important to get into the middle car, which is the train conductor's car, or go to the front of the train, which is the train operator's car. So if you are in danger, you are closer to the people that operate the train, and it's a great alternative if it is empty in the train station or if it's late at night. But personally, I don't like riding the subway alone at night. Another tip, even though I haven't really seen this crime happen, try to refrain from using your phone distractingly when you are by the door of the train, because someone can grab it and go before the doors close. Number 4 is for women specifically. It is very important to carry around self-defense weapons, not even just in New York, but unfortunately anywhere and everywhere. I have things on my keychains that I always hold with me. I actually have a vlog where I talk about the tips to stay safe as a woman in New York, so if you'd like to watch that, feel free to, because it is very helpful, I feel like, especially as someone who just moved here, and I feel like it would help you as well. My next and last tip for now is don't pull out cash or your wallet very distractingly, especially when you're in crowded areas or parks, because I've noticed that people can grab it and run. But again, this is anywhere, it's not just New York City. And just don't let your guard down, especially when you think you're safe, because there are so many people around you. And so these tips are not to scare you. I'm telling you these things just to make you aware. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. That is the end to this video. Please let me know if you'd like a part 2 where I go more in depth about where to stay and more things to do. Let me know in the comments below how you liked this video and if it was helpful. Please like and subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 40,000 subscribers this year. It is one of my New Year's resolutions. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post a lot of New York City content and just content in general. It's at Labyrinth Ave. Listen to my podcast. It's called Difficultish. We're on Spotify, Apple, all streaming platforms, and we talk a lot about different South Asian narrative. And finally, make sure to check out my art and apparel and merch, everything that I made on labyrinthav.com, and you can shop there if you would like. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.